Hut, hut.
4 Downs with Rich.
Here we go. What is it?
First down.
So, my first down. My first down is this. I know we're hearing the dulcet tones of NFL films, but can you play the sound I'm also hearing? Yeah. That's the sound of all the Steelers fans who want Mike Tomlin fired. Yep, right there. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate that. The insanity that happens a lot. Not this year. The insanity of Steelers fans who are like, I'm sick and tired of Mike Tomlin, X, Y, and Z. This guy's going to the Hall of Fame. He's going to have a bust one day. And just like his predecessor is going to once COVID's all over, and just like his predecessors had for a long time. Mike Tomlin's a Hall of Fame coach. Last year, we all said it was maybe his best coaching job ever when he went 8-8 with Mason Rudolph and Duck Hodges and making a trade for Minka Fitzpatrick middle of the season, which, obviously Kevin Colbert, the general manager's in charge of all that. But Mike Tomlin, year in and year out, does the job. In going 8-0, not only have the Steelers set a franchise record for the best start. That's right, folks. Not even a single one of the Steel Curtain Pittsburgh teams started 8-0 like this one is. Now, I understand they might not be as good, that they don't pass this smell test. They went 8-0 in the last 3 games in which the opponent had a chance to win at the end. You are what you are. What they are is 8-0. And by being 8-0, Mike Tomlin has already clinched a 14th consecutive non-losing season to start his career. 14 consecutive non-losing seasons. In terms of all-time, that matches the mark that Marty Schottenheimer's held when he did it with the Browns and then the Chiefs. And I know Marty never won. This guy has. Again, the craziest thing I've heard maybe in the last 6 years doing this job are the chirps. And now I hear the crickets. That's first down. Now here's second down here on the Rich Eisen Show. Here after week number 9 in the National Football League. Don't bury the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, people.
Oh.
Don't do it. Don't you dare do it. Don't do it. They look terrible. I get it. They looked terrible. Brady's got everything set up the way that he likes it, and they still look terrible. And the defense got smoked. Bury the game. Don't bury the Bucs. Because Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to the playoffs, and they're probably going to go to the playoffs as the 5 seed. Who does the 5 seed play in the first round of playoffs? Whichever team comes from the rotting, fetid corpse. That's the National Football Conference Eastern Division. Tampa goes into Philadelphia. You tell me you're not taking Tom Brady in that game. You tell me that Brady, in his first playoff game as a Buck, is going to get one and done by a team that's got probably a 6 or a 7 under the W column and that 1 under the T. Sorry. Don't bury him. There'll be a 5 seed going into Philly. Maybe even if everybody's lucky, outside of Philadelphia, Dallas. Because I'd pay to see TB12 go into Dallas and play a playoff game.
Yeah, me too.
So, and then Tampa's going to wind up in the second round of the playoffs and maybe a third game against the Saints, and we'll be all sitting there in divisional playoffs thinking about everybody who buried the Bucs because of what happened the last time they played the Saints. Don't bury them. Don't fall for that cheese. Banana in the tailpipe. That's second down. Here's third down.
Third down.
Third down. We say this quite a bit here, usually around Thanksgiving, but I'm going to call my shot here in the middle of the season. We always like to talk about what game is materializing as the last game of the season on our friends on NBC. They always choose a game that's going to be a playoff game, de facto playoff game. Game 256 is it's the last regular season game. It is as if it's a playoff game. They want to choose something with so much on the line, certainly if they're lucky for both teams. Winner goes in, loser goes home. I don't know if that's going to happen in this one, but it's going to be for a lot of marbles because whoever wins the division. Whoever doesn't might make the playoffs or not, or it reconfigures a lot of the seeding. I'm going to call my shot here. Game 256. You know what it smells like, 256? Tua and the Dolphins in Western New York.
Oh, wow. For the AFC East?
For the AFC East.
Oh, baby.
Tua and the Dolphins at Josh Allen and the Bills. It's going to be about 0 degrees, and Tua's going to try and warm everybody up by the fire. And the Dolphins might have to go into Western New York where it's going to be freezing cold, but the Bills are going to be coming for Bear, and man, I cannot wait for that possibility.
Wow.
Keep an eye on that. Just keep that in your mind's eye as we move forward.
Oh,
Work
here
down.
it comes. Man, I thought that was going to be the hot take, but no.
Nope.
Hot take still to come with the plank. Masked
Fourth
up.
down.
Let's
It's
go.
not that much of a hot take that Miami and Buffalo might be for the AFC East. I mean, I looked at every other game, and Atlanta, Tampa doesn't reek of one. I mean, I could go up and down the list about Week 17
Miami and
right
Buffalo
now.
playing a meaningful game against each other is a hot take.
Exactly.
Is it really?
Anytime.
Not right now, I don't think. All right, fine.
I'm just looking at the last 20 years.
Then I'll give you a second hot take right here. Bill O'Brien, as we know, lost his gig. Matt Patricia's not doing well in Detroit still. Josh McDaniels, as we all know, had his cup of coffee in Denver and then twitched in the direction of Indianapolis before going back. I mean, the number, again, of Bill Belichick's assistants, and Mike Vrabel is not one, by the way. He played for Belichick. He was never on Belichick's staff. He was on Bill O'Brien's staff. You might be able to put him under the Belichick family coaching tree if you wish, but that, technically he never was a Belichick coach. I do not consider him a Belichick assistant, which is why I'm saying right now, after just a year and a half on the job, Brian Flores of the Miami Dolphins will wind up one day being known as the best Belichick assistant ever. That is how he will be known. When it's all said and done, now that he has made the maneuver to Tua and will be attached, if you will, hip to surgically repaired hip with this kid, I'm calling my shot just 2 weeks into the Tua era in which the Miami Dolphins are 2-0, that this guy's got his finger firmly on the pulse of this team, and they are buying what he is selling, and he is selling a fantastic brand of football down there. I love the way that he is coaching. I love the way the defense looks, the special teams, and now the offense. This guy, when it's all said and done, will go down as the greatest Bill Belichick assistant ever. Now, you could sit here and say that's not a very high bar to leap, because it's always very difficult to take somebody off of Belichick's family tree and put him in your coaching staff because he's not Bill. It's all said and done, this guy might not wind up, obviously, with a boat of 8 rings in the Florida Keys, but I think he'll be known as the best Belichick assistant ever. That's my 4 downs.
I like it.
You like it all?
I like it.
That's your crickets on Mike Tomlin being fired.
I love the crickets.
Could you believe, again, Steelers fans, get rid of him?
I mean,
Please. The whole proverbial Rob 5 minutes Ryan would be 5 seconds for Mike Tomlin. 5 seconds for Coach Tomlin. 5. And I rain down my judgment right here on the Rich Eisen Show, and it comes down to that.
I'll rain down my judgment and we'll move forward.
We will move
because
forward.
it's high on my damn agenda.
Yeah, that's why I put it number 1 of my downs. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.